What would I give to live where you are? What would I pay? 50% off. Stand here beside you. What would I do to have you smiling at me? I don't know it, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Watch and you'll see. Someday you'll be part of my world. Hi there. So today we are going to be planting up a bunch of Heuchera I got on sale at the Meijer store for 50% off. Yep. And it's not like, clearance plant material. It's just here in Michigan, we have a very short season. Our season is unfortunately coming to an end. And so the garden centers usually have this big giant push at the end of every season. And they put all of their, oh hey buddy, nice little chipmunk. Hey bud, what you doing? Up to no good? You're caught red-handed. Anyway, I think I was talking about how at the end of this season, all the big box stores have this big giant sale. Usually it starts out 50% off, and then if stuff doesn't move at 50% off, then they push it to 75% off, which is even better. But then it's like, oh guys, I'm sorry. I'm like super jumpy lately because snakes, like I've seen 3 snakes out here in 2 days. I think seen 3 snakes. So like any little like quick movement, I'm like, a snake. But it was just a leaf. So anyway, I forgot again what I was saying. Anyway, 50% off, 75% off, and yeah, so I got a bunch of great deals. So I'm gonna grab the gator, and then we will load up all those plants up there. I've got Heuchera, a Brunnera, I have some sedum, some dark side of the moon astilbe, and some carex up there that we're gonna get hopefully planted. I don't really know where any of it's going yet. I have kind of some ideas, but we'll see how it goes. And I was telling one of you the other day, I seen a mouse back here. Guys, I picked up a pot and it was literally underneath the pot that I picked up, and I almost died. So I'm going to, this is what I've been doing. This is real life. I just quick run past all the pots like a crazy lady, and then there, we're safe. Alright, next we're gonna grab my shovel. My favorite tool of choice. Spider! Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Right. Where is he? Oh my gosh. Alright, let's quick grab the shovel and get the heck out of here. Oh, the sky looks so cool today. Super excited about collecting all these plants because last time I seen a snake, it was like right over there under one of those stepping stones. So there's a good possibility that there's a snake in here right now, and I'm gonna have to be brave. Like, that's all there is to it. I swear, like, half of gardening is just being brave, just having like courage to conquer the critters. Give a little shake. Alright. I think he would have, if he was in there, hopefully he would have come out. do. One of you said to carry like a hoe around. I don't have a hoe, but I have a shovel. So alright. Okay. Alright. Alright, I think we're good. Thank God I don't have poisonous snakes like some of you said. You got like copperheads? That sounds poisonous to me. I mean, I'm sure we've got poisonous snakes, but I don't see any around here, like in my garden. Like we've got like Michigan rattlers, I think. So this one lonely peachberry ice, this one is going to go out in my island bed where I just needed one more to complete out there. But oh, some of these are looking kind of crunchy. Alright. Oh, we'll do the Brenner and then I'll leave the coneflower and other Heuchera. Yeah, we'll just leave those for now. I just have like 4, I think, cinnamon stick Heuchera and then some salsa red coneflower. So we'll leave that. We'll get this planted. And well, let's go. I don't really know where any of these things are gonna go. We'll find a spot, don't worry. But I do know where that peachberry ice is gonna go, and it's gonna go right down here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in like a row right here, and then I needed a 5th one right about here. So let's get that peachberry ice planted up, and then we'll go from there and see where we can put the other things. I think it was Helen, maybe. I'm sorry if I got the wrong name, but I think it was Helen that was asking when I plant things if I could tell why I plant a certain thing in a certain spot. I think that's what you were asking. And I could just kind of tell you a general, I guess, train of thought that I usually use. And that is something I stole from a TV show that I used to watch when growing up. And that was I always get this wrong. What Not to Wear. And it was this really fun TV show, and they would take somebody who just kind of had given up on their clothing style and they just couldn't be bothered anymore, and so they would kind of ambush them and say, hey, we want to give you like a free full makeover if you come with us, hang out with us for like a week. So they'd give them a new hairdo, which I didn't usually like the hairdos. Anyway, that's beside the point. But they would give them all new wardrobe, and they'd have to throw out their other wardrobe and everything. But anyway, there's this lady on there. Her name is Stacy London, I think. And she always used to say, color, pattern, texture, and shine. When you're picking out your outfit, you always want to have all 4 of those things. So a little bit of color, a little bit of pattern, a little bit of texture, and a little bit of shine. And so I don't usually necessarily use that for my outfits. As you can see, I wear like cartoons on I've had this since like high school. But anyway, I don't really go clothes shopping that much. I really can't be bothered. But I use that like in my gardens. And so that's kind of what I try to do whenever I'm creating a new space or updating an old space. I try to say, like, does it have different textures in it? Does it have different colors in it? Is there something that just makes it pop and shine? And then is there like a pattern? So I hope that makes sense to you guys. It makes sense in my head. But I'm just going to kind of show you how that all fits into this island bed out here. So I would say right off the bat, color. Obviously we've got all kinds of different colors in here. We have like reds and yellows, and then actually these in the springtime, I think in the spring or the fall, I can't remember, double play candy corn spireas, and they turn like a reddish orangey bright color as well, almost like a candy corn. I've got some like darker colors with this Grape Expectation Heuchera, and then I've got this Peachberry Ice Heuchera, so that brings in some more color. I have some purple color right here with the, what is this? The Little Blue Chip, Butterfly Bush, Buddleia, Bobo Hydrangea here with some white color, and then some even like the brown color of the grass, the greenish blue hosta, the Hakanakloa grass brings in another color. So there's lots of colors going on in here. And then for pattern, I would say this bed, it's really kind of easy to create a pattern because I tried to make it symmetrical. So I've got the pattern of just like the 2 birch trees kind of anchoring each side. Then I have the pattern of some hosta around the birch trees with the Hakanakloa grass in between the hosta. And then I will have a 6 peachberry ice in there, but I've got the 6 peachberry ice that kind of creates a nice pattern. In front of that, I've got the double play candy corn spirea, and then the Grape Expectation Heuchera. And then obviously I've kind of got it like popped with some big begonias here and there throughout. So that would be where like the pattern comes in for me. And then the texture, so that's really fun to play with different textures. As you can see, there's tons of different textures, even just like around this tree. We've got this really dainty looking birch tree leaf with the clumpy hydrangea. This is a different texture with a butterfly bush. The hosta is a nice bold leaf texture next to this grass. Even like this birch tree bark. This creates a nice texture along with the grass that's kind of blowing in the wind here. So that would be where like your different textures come in. So color, pattern, texture, and then shine. Now for me, I think sometimes the shine for me is the annuals. So if you can imagine this bed without all of the red pops of big begonias, it would be pretty, but it wouldn't be as shiny. So that's kind of where I like to bring in the shine, is just a really nice pop of annuals. Or if your bed is really dark, like I feel like also the shine comes in too with the spirea and the Hakanakloa grass. So if you can imagine this bed without those like lemony lime colors, it just wouldn't shine as much. So you can really play with all kinds of color patterns and textures and shine, and that's what I like to do. You guys look at this, is already turning. Bless my heart. All right, that was probably too much information, but that's, I guess too much is better than not enough, maybe. I don't know. Now I'm planting these really close to these big begonias. These are not looking the greatest anymore because it's just, like I said, getting to the end of the season, but I'm planting them really close to these because this is going to be my permanent structure right here, and these big begonias obviously are not going to be here, you know, through the end of the season. So I'm going to go ahead and imagine that these are not here, and then this will be here, and then next year I can just plant these in a different spot. So that's why I'm doing it so close. Oh my goodness. I might have to get my hair tied, or my hat. My hair is already bugging me. Yep. Welcome back to my gully garden. I feel like we haven't been over here in a long time, so it's nice to be back here with you guys. So I'm just kind of looking down in here and seeing where I need some pops of this color in particular. So that kind of reddish color, and then this purpley pinkish color, the Carex there, that dark side of the Munistilbe, and then of course the neon sedum there. So I'm kind of trying to imagine where those would look good in here. If you look down in this area right here, I actually have about 5 wild berry heuchera in there, and you can't really see them. Like, they really blend in a lot with the mulch. So I'm thinking if I added some of those reddish color heuchera down in there, that might make those pop a little bit more. And then we also have that little spot right there. I could add some things that would make that area pop up a little bit better. As we kind of move this way, it gets a lot more sunny. So I could put my sedum in there somewhere, although there's lots of green going on over there. So I don't really want to put it anywhere where I would waste that pretty neon green color. There's a spot right there that could take some color. Yeah, let's go down in here and see. But I think that area right in there could use a little shine. I don't have a lot of each one of these varieties. This heuchera and this heuchera I don't have yet in my garden. And there are certain types of heuchera that I've used that don't really do well for me. And so I just don't plant them. So I didn't get a ton of them. I got 3 of each, which I like to plant in groups of 3 at least. For certain things, unless it's like a one-off type of a plant. But this is called Carmencita, and I got 3 of these. I got 3 of these. I think they're apricot. Yeah, apricot. And then 3 of the, oh no, I do have this one already. So we will see how this one does. Pink Panther. So I have 3 of each of those. So I'm gonna have to use them wisely. And hopefully they come back for me in return. Heuchera are super fussy for me. Some work, some don't. But I'm gonna grab 3 of, let's see. You know what? Nope. We're gonna go back up here. I just remembered. So remember I got, if you watched my other movie, I got some heuchera for 50% off at the Meijer store. But before that, I had to go into my office to work. In my office where I work, they had a free wagon with plants on it, and I had picked up some of the coneflower and heuchera already off of that. So I have 4 of these, and I believe this is cinnamon stick. Either stick or swirl, I can't remember. So this is, I got 4 of these, and I feel like this actually might look better in there, and there's 4 of them, and I think those would go better in between the 5 wildberry that I have, so I'm gonna grab these instead. Change of plans, as usual. It's been a while since I grabbed 4 pots at a time, but let's see if I can do it. See if my skills are gonna come back from working at the greenhouse. Oh yeah! Got it. Aw, my sweet Nady is home. He waved at you guys, but he's got the tinty windows so you can't see. Okay, my fingers, my fingers are hurting. All right, I'm gonna be real brave right now, guys, and walk straight in here, even if there's snakes. Oh my word. We gotta get out here and weed. This is bad. Maybe we'll do this while I'm here. You can already see how good this looks in here with these colors. And what I'll do is I'll just come in and kind of scatter them about like that. And let's see what's in there. 1, 2, 3. Maybe there. And then that will make that area kind of shine up a little bit. And then obviously I need to come in here and figure out the weed situation, but that's a good start.
Will you bet name for me is squall when you come home with drinking and can barely crawl? And all that loving on me won't make things right. Will you leave me home to keep the teepee clean? 6 papooses to break and wean. Will you squall is on the warpath?
Alright, I pulled a few weeds. I dug up some of those weird sucker trees. And you can see that cinnamon stick, I think it's cinnamon stick, Heuchera in there, and it is super tiny. So these were really, really tiny plants. They should be just fine though in here. And I really like that color in here. And I was thinking maybe, because I don't know if you can see, but I have a couple more wild berry Heuchera right there that I planted in after those. So I could put like 3 of something right here, just a drift of 3 here, and then I could even put like another drift back there. Let's see. Yeah, maybe even plop some in here. Let's go grab some and lay them out and see what we think looks good. My anemones are blooming. They're so cute. There's some more of them too. These ones just seated themselves over here. All right, let's see. We'll grab a few more of these colorful ones. I feel like I should just bring them all down there because that area just needs some color. All right, so we'll grab the pink panther. I feel like I need to make a path in here, you guys. All right, now this pink panther, this is one that I was saying looks very similar to the wildberry. So it looks pretty in here, but I'm gonna go grab the other more redder ones and we'll see if those look a little better. We could put that pink panther maybe in this area. That might be pretty. Yeah, so those ones are a little bit more red. I went to grab these and I seen this and I thought, are you kidding me? 8+ hours of sun. So I am going to take advantage of that on this apricot one and I'm gonna put them in the sun. I feel like that color would actually look really pretty right in here. So I've got all kinds of different textures, colors, patterns going on with the hibiscus and the rose, but I don't really have this kind of reddish orangey color in there, so let's plop some of those in there and see what it looks like.
I found out, big brave chief, the game you're hunting for ain't beef. Get off of my hunting grounds and get out of my sight.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't need no more what you already had. Your squall is on the warpath tonight. Will that bad water that you've been drinking makes you feel big? But chief, you're shrinking since you've been on that love-making diet. Well, don't give me that old peace pipe. There ain't no pipe that can settle this fight. Your squall is on the warpath tonight.
All right, guys, so a few of you were asking about roots and how I plant around roots and get my plants to survive. So I showed you a little bit the other day under my pine tree by the Christmas tree house when I was planting the wildberry heuchera. Now I'm running into some roots over here, so I'm just going to kind of show you what I do. I just kind of dig around it, and I know in this area there's really no trees that, I didn't plant any of the trees in here. These are all just trees that grew naturally in the woods when we bought our property. The only tree close to it is right over there, and it's just a sucker tree. So I'm probably going to end up just cutting whatever roots are in here, and I'll just show you what I do. I just do it all with my shovel. So you can see there's a big root right there. Just kind of move all the dirt back. See what I'm dealing with. Yeah, so honestly, I could probably just go in here. So you can see there's this root right here. I pretty much chopped the top part of it off already. I could take my shovel and just whack at it and chop it off again, which I'll probably just do just to show you. But I could totally plant my plant in here and it would do just fine in this little hole. But I'm just gonna hack this off anyway. It gives it a little bit more room, yeah. But this is just a sucker tree root. I don't really care about it, so I don't mind hacking it off. I know that really probably didn't answer your question because it's a sucker tree and I just hacked at it, but if it was a root that I wanted to save and it was like going straight across here, I would just take my plant and I would kind of tuck it underneath that root and have it still go across. I've done that and it seems to work fine. But this is what we're going to do for this one. And these are the Carmencita Heuchera that we're putting in here. There. We had the cinnamon swirl planted, the Carmencita planted, and now I have 3 pink Panthers. And although that color, if you guys can see, looks really good in here, I have had Heuchera in here before. Actually, what did I have in here? I think I had this Primo Pretty Pistachio and this cherry truffles in there, and they did not do good at all, and that's why I moved them. These are the only ones that survived. Although I had some other Primo Pretty Pistachio and it didn't do well for me either. I ended up moving it to a planter that I have in the back. You might have seen that movie. But it could just be that my yard doesn't like this kind of plant. So I don't know. I'm tempted to plug these really pretty pink Panthers in here because I feel like it would look really neat with that color and that texture. But I have a feeling it might not work. But I also wanted to show you, I was looking at this tag and it said 8+ hours of sun. So I could put these somewhere, since I only have 3 of them, where they can brighten up a more sunny area. And I think I know a spot. Let me grab them. This area right over here, I've got some Heuchera, I have Red Rover, and I have I Spy, which is heaving right now. I've got to dig that up and replant it a little bit lower. But I feel like, well, that one heaved really bad and I split it apart and replanted it. So I do have one there, but I could place them in this little area and just kind of liven that up a little bit. Let's see what it looks like. Oh shoot, I wasn't taping. That happens a lot. I just laid these out and I realized I didn't have the camera on, but anyway. So anyway, I have them right here and I moved this rock. This rock was sitting right there. So I'm just gonna move this right here for now. And so right here I've got some Red Rover Heuchera. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And then right here I have 3 I Spy Heuchera. They're in the Fun and Games series, Proven Winner plant. This one right here had a really bad case of the heaving, and so I dug it up, split it apart and cleaned it up and replanted it, so it's looking really sad right now. But these ones are also doing the same thing. There goes my shovel. But anyway, these ones are doing the same thing, and basically what happens is sometimes every once in a while, like every, I don't know, like 3 to 4 years, your Heuchera might start to look really sad and like browning up, like it's dying. A lot of times it's doing something called heaving, and it basically like pops up out of the ground. The crown of the plant pops up, and then the roots get exposed. And then like if this is your soil level and this is the crown of your plant and my fingers are the roots, it would like kind of pop up like that. And so what you need to do is dig the whole thing up, dig a little bit deeper hole, and replant it. Oh, there's a plane. Oh wait. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do to these 2 Heuchera, and hopefully they look a little better next year. But I don't know, I think that looks alright. Kind of brings some more color into that area. So let's get those planted.
I found out, big brave sheep, the game you're hunting for ain't beef. Get off of my hunting grounds and get out of my sight. Well, this awarding I'm doing means I'm fighting mad. You don't need no more, but you are.
I wanted to show you guys this heaving, so you can see that, well, I don't know, actually I don't know if you can see or not, but the ground level is like right here. And then my root ball is, oh shoot. That's poison ivy, right there. And I don't have my gloves on. All right, I am going to see how dangerous this is, you guys. Oh my word. I'm gonna go wash my hands really quick, grab some rubber gloves, and get rid of this poison ivy. And then I'll show you the heaving. Okay, I took it out and I put my glove on just in case, but I'm actually going to move over to this other Heuchera and show you on this one. But you can see how a lot of the roots are kind of, well, I don't know if you can see or not, really. This is a better view maybe. But the soil level is like down here. And then the crown, the majority of my plant is up here. It's about 2 inches up off the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig this up, dig a little bit deeper hole, same with the other one, and replant it. Yep, so I'm just gonna grab as much as I can. It came out pretty easy. I'm just gonna set it aside here and then dig some of the soil out. And so the plants that I just planted up there on that hill, the, what was it, apricot, that soil up there was really crappy, kind of like clayey. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this really nice extra soil that I don't need. It's like super loose and flush, and I'm going to take this up there and mix it in 2 of those holes up there, because that was really bad soil up there and I don't really need all this extra soil down here. So that's something I usually do too. Take these 2 pots here so I can transport it easier. There's one. Grab some more. And then while we're here, let's put a little bit of water in here. And get this Now, what I could do is, I could come in here and clean this up, obviously, is what I'll do. And then this is actually a really good time to split it. Now that you've got it dug up, you could just go ahead and just like split it right from here. But I'm not going to do that right now because this has already been on a struggle, and I'm just going to clean it up and put it back in the ground as is. And then maybe eventually one day I might split it, but I just can't be bothered with that right now. So I'm gonna kind of push it up here against the back of this hole here and line it up really good, and then backfill with this soil. It looks better already. And I think I will keep some of this. But yeah, see, that just looks a lot better. We cleaned it up, and oh great, I set those right on that one. But anyway, yeah, so this is the I Spy Fun and Games Heuchera. And I really like this plant. You know what, to be honest, I never planted it deep enough to start. I think I came out here and I was like, it was really hot one day and I was being kind of lazy, and I knew I should have planted it a little deeper than what I did, and now look what I'm doing. So, all right, we're gonna do that with the other one and then move on. Right, so I'm back up here at my apricot ones that I planted, and here's a chunk of this. Oh, that's another chunk of soil. It's a rock I found. Let me find a chunk of the soil. Like, well, I wouldn't even call this soil, but it is like complete clay. And I was gonna tell you guys that when we were all done, I was gonna come around and tell you that I planted at least these two plants. That soil over there, and with that plant, that was fine. But these two were really super clayey, and I was gonna come around and be like, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on these because of the soil. But now that I've got all this extra soil that I just dug from over there, I am going to sprinkle this around it and hope that it kind of makes its way down a little, because that's a lot nicer than these chunks of crap. Yeah, probably just chuck this in the woods. But so yeah, I'll just do the same thing around here. Sprinkle this around. Like I said, that one over there was the furthest one down was fine. There. So I do stuff like that sometimes, just reuse my soil in different spots if I need it. I am out here before work. It is the next morning. I actually, right after you seen me add some soil there to that apricot heuchera, I came inside and we had dinner because it was like 6 o'clock. I kind of lost track of time, but anyway, we had dinner. I lost the light, and so now I'm out here the next morning. But I was just going to show you what we did, and then I ended up like editing the movie and putting it together, and it was like 38 minutes long. And I was like, oh, we'll just end it right there and we'll plant the rest of this stuff another time because it's getting too long. I don't know what happened, but I just talked way too much, and it was like I didn't have anyone to talk to for like 3 months. So thank you for listening to me talk. But anyway, I'm just gonna go around and show you what we did, and then I will say bye. We'll start up here at the island bed, and finally this bed is complete for this season. I found my last grape expectation heuchera the other day, which I planted over there. And then now I finally got my last peachberry ice heuchera. So that is complete, looking really good. I'm hoping it all grows in well for next spring. We will see. All right, now we'll make our way back down to the gully. You can see my path. Oh my gosh, it's funny. Then we ended up putting the apricot heuchera in here. When I had looked at the tag, remember it said 8+ hours of sun that it could handle. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm curious to see how it actually does in 8+ hours of sun, because this is in fact 8+ hours of sun. As soon as the sun kind of comes like this way, and as soon as it pops up over these trees here, it gets sun for the rest of the day, which is usually around like noon. So we'll see how they do, but it's a really pretty plant. I love all the veining in it. And then the underside of the leaves are, when they pop through, it's like that really pretty purple color. So I really like that. Oh, look at my roses. So yeah, I just found one that was on the ground. So then if we go down here, and I'm kind of scared to come in here because it's early in the morning. And snakes. We'll do it. Okay, so then we ended up putting the Carmencita right there, and now you can see the Dulce wildberry heuchera a little bit better. Before, it just really blended in with the mulch, and I'm super hopeful for when these cinnamon stick grow in that we put in, and you know, as they get bigger, that will be more like light around that area, more shine around that area, and it will help these wild berries pop. So I think that looks pretty. And then we came over here and ended up putting in these pink panthers right here, and I think they look really nice right there. I've been wanting to move this giant blue angel hosta. When I planted it there, I had taken it from its mother plant or whoever, and it had reseeded itself, so it kind of just popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, I'll put it right there. We need some blue in that spot. Well, I didn't realize it was a blue angel. I thought it was a halcyon, so I didn't think it was going to get that big. I love the color in there, but we'll see how big it gets. I'm not going to mess with it this year, but I could possibly end up moving it. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. There's a better view, but it just kind of helps carry your eye around. And then we did go ahead and replant these I Spy heuchera, and they look a lot better than what they did. I hope that these ones come back. This was kind of an experiment because these ones looked really, really bad. It was heaving. It had been heaving for like 2 years, and I just kept overlooking it. Then we also did that one too. So I'm hoping they do a lot better. But anyway, I think that was pretty much it. These black pearls are doing really good from the other day. And then we have some more pink panther in here. And I'm really loving that pink panther there, because the same type thing as those wild berries over there that got lost, these ladies mantle I feel like got a little lost, but now that there's this color around them, it helps them pop out a little bit more. And honestly, the same thing with that fern too. Like, that fern is beautiful, but it just, I don't know, it didn't really have much impact right there until we put all the colors around it. All right, y'all, well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you, I don't know, got inspired in some crazy way. I feel like every time I set out to do a project, it turns into like 14 different projects. Like, I can't really plan anything out here. What happens happens. Like, you know, we ran into the poison ivy for one. We ran into a tree root. We ran into some clayey soil, and when those things happen, you just have to kind of call an audible, not get freaked out, just be patient and deal with things as they come up, and that's just a part of gardening. And you know what? At least we didn't see any snakes today, so we had that going for us. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.